Hey, everybody. It's just me. I just thought I'd share another random thought with you today. On Monday last week, I had shared a question with everybody at the end of our podcast, Splintered Grace. The question was, are you managing your fears, or are your fears managing you? I pondered that question since then because after our conversation on Monday, I realized that I still have some fears of my own, and they're actually managing me. So I was pursuing this week, trying to figure all that out, what those fears might be and how I could possibly work through them. And I was reminded of a passage of scripture. And it's amazing because it was a passage of scripture that I had used previously when dealing with other fears. You know, we all have different fears during different seasons of our life. And I'm going to share this passage with you in hopes to encourage you and to give you an opportunity to also manage your fears and not have your fears manage you. It's a passage in the Bible that I'm familiar with, and I'm sure a lot of people are. It's an easy one to remember. Growing up, I used to hear it at funerals all the time, but it's in Psalms 23, it's verse number 4. And it says, "Although I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." And I know that seems like a random passage of scripture, but think about it for a minute. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I don't know about you, but those fears that I have inside me, um, some of them are about maybe potentially dying or being so afraid that whatever is going to happen to me, it's going to alter my existence. But I'm so excited about this passage because it encourages one to fear no evil. And that's really hard, especially in today's culture and the temperature of where we're all at with all the strange things that we're all dealing with. But I'm encouraged because the next passage tells us how. It says, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." And again, I know that seems random, but look at those two tools. A rod is a discipline tool. Actually, a shepherd will use it to discipline or to direct their sheep to stay on the path. It's a rod that they have attached to their hip or even sometimes in their hand opposite their staff so that they can toss it and hit the sheep in the nose or the rear or the back to scare it enough to get back on track. The other is a staff. The staff is direction. It's the position of where you are and how you need to move forward. And that's something that I want to do. You know, my life has changed a lot, as I know a lot of yours has also over this last year, and direction is something that we need. And so I was encouraged this week as I was reminded of that. And as I was thinking about the conversation that we had and the fears that I deal with personally, and I asked myself the question. And so I leave you with this again. Are you walking through the valley that feels like death, the shadow of death? Be comforted not to fear any evil. Allow the discipline of God's love to lead you down the path that He's already prepared for you so that you can manage those fears and set them under the covering of who He says that you are and not what the world is throwing at you. So I ask you this week to ponder. Are you managing your fears? Or are your fears managing you? Thanks for taking a minute. Enjoy the rest of your day.